Today we're speaking with a citizen on the ground in Bahrain, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Yeah. I am a Bahraini citizen, an ordinary citizen. I don't have any role in political life. I don't have any membership in any human rights society. I just live my life normally. I don't have anything to do with those parties. So I just found myself. Uh, I just found my nation in a war, in a systemic crime by the country, by the government against an armed citizen. I am one of those victims, of course. I suffered. I think most of the population in this country are victims, directly or indirectly.
Are you talking about the last few months only, or does this go back further?
Actually, the harms reached everybody during March, but even before that, majority in this country are suffering from discrimination long time ago since the emergence or since the independence of Bahrain, independence in 1971. There was a continuous policy for discrimination against Shia native majority. Un, uh, they are deprived from working on certain places like military. They are they are not getting a senior positions in the ministries. They are not working in the diplomatic corps, and many things. They are vulnerable to various source of discriminations.
Are you
So
religious?
I am my personal ideology is that a government or a country should be secular in order to avoid any kind of discriminations against people. That doesn't mean that people faith should be also secular. No, me myself, I pray, I do all religious customs, uh, but politically I find myself secular,
Hmm.
but with I respect all values of religions.
So you were talking about this suffering going back to the independence of Bahrain. Back in the 1990s, there was an uprising, correct? Does that have any relationship to what's happening today?
It's a continuous movement. It didn't start in the 90s. It started since the independence of Bahrain. At that time, we have a constitution, a legitimate constitution written by elected committee or elected constituent council. They wrote the constitution. It remained only for 2 years or less than 2 years. After that, the previous emir has dissolved the House of Representatives.
Hmm.
Bahrain remained illegally without House of Representatives for 20 years, from more than 20 years, from 1975 to 2001. What happened in the 90s is that people asked for performance or execution of the constitution. They asked for the legislation council, which we call here in Bahrain, in the National Assembly.
And
They want
how
to
did the
be
government react in the 1990s?
yeah. They have reacted for a peaceful movement as what happened now. Brutally, they have arrested opposition's leaders, Sheikh Abdul Amir Al Jamri, who was member
Is that
in the.
1990 or is that right now?
It was exactly in
Okay,
1994. This
1994.
started
Okay.
in December 1994 and continued until 2001.
And so in 2001, the government released the National Action Charter. What
Exactly.
what what is that, and was it effective? Did it produce
It's
change?
just the National Action Charter. It was written by and assigned, or it was written by the king or a committee he has assigned it, and he claimed to the, or he promised to the people that it will be, it's not a substitution to the constitution of Bahrain, it's just a document that prepare the country for implementing the constitution. People trusted him and voted for that national action charters in 2001 February, and he promised them, and there was also a written documents and uh, some declarations from Minister of Justice, as I remember. However, after 1 year only, all those promises have gone.
Hmm.
So he announced from one side a new constitution, which is illegitimate. People didn't accept that change because they didn't write their constitution. A constitution shall be changed only by House of Representatives, according to opposition. So the country was, there was no protest at that time. However, there was a continuous debate. There was uh,
So are the
some
protest are the protests
petitions and yeah.
are the protests right now um, the first demonstration since the government um, react didn't enact the National Action Charter? Is this the first time since 2001 that there have been uprisings in Bahrain?
It's the first, yes, it's the first protest on the level of a country that the entire population or the entire people participated in. However, there was little movement, but it was not a protest or a marches and demonstration. There was no on streets, but people, there was arrest of some
Mm-hmm.
oppositions. But it's the first popular demonstrations occurred since 2001.